Grab the mic because I'm not a loudspeaker. So I'm Becky. I think so much has been said. I just wanted to maybe like draw on a couple of themes that I heard around the future directions for this space or opportunities, and then reflect on them myself. I mean, I think what I've been hearing is this move or this turn away from defining what AI is to more to this focus on what it does and can do in practice. So I remember very recently I graduated with my PhD, and I would come to these sessions and say, oh, I need to learn where the gaps are or where I can move forward. So I think this territory of defining AI seems to be fairly well covered. And there was this great ecology that was provided today. So where research, I think, needs to go is in these spaces that have been talked about today. How do we use it? What are the implications of use? How is it actually implemented? And for me, what I've become very interested in are two things. One, how is the promise of this radical technology tempered in practice? Why is it diluted in practice? Why haven't we seen the results that we've expected? Like, what does that process actually look like of actually pulling back and tempering the promise of AI? And the second thing I've been really interested in is, what does this mean for firm strategy? So if AI, it has this promise of fully changing the workforce, of creating new roles, allowing learning that Batya talked about, allowing new ways to build organizations physically, shouldn't we also expect that the strategy of organization should change as well? So for me, that's a territory that has been like really little addressed in the scholarly literature, but also kind of from an empirical standpoint. So those are some of the spaces and opportunities I think that if I were kind of rethinking about where I would want to go, or that I'm planning on going, that I would be focusing on. In particular, I have a project I'm working on, machine learning, that's looking at kind of this tempering process. Like, what happens when you deploy an innovation in practice that makes it less radical? So these are some of the questions that I have of the field moving forward. With that, I'm gonna let everyone move on to